Welcome in, everyone, to Fort Zumwalt North. I am Will Crawford. Alongside me is Michael Harvey for this Class 6 District 6 Championship. And, man, this could be the game of the year. This could be one of the best games on our side of the bracket to start the districts and sectionals here in the Misha State Tournament, Class 6 State Tournament. It is going to be the Howell Vikings coming in at 19-4, 5-0 on the road, coming in against the Fort Zumwalt North Panthers, 20-2. What a year for Coach Uffman and the Panther crew. They have not lost on their home floor at all this year. This team, Fort Zumwalt North and Francis Howell, they are very similar when it comes to stats. Points per game, 62 for Fort Zumwalt North, 59 for Francis Howell. Points allowed, 47.9 for Francis Howell, 47.8 for Fort Zumwalt North. You talk about two even teams, two big teams, two strong teams, two good shooting teams. It's going to be on the floor here tonight, and I can't think of a better game to get us rocking on Friday night, Michael.
Oh, for a district final game on a Friday night here, you can't ask for much more. I mean, both teams have had tremendous years, and as you mentioned, matching up just about equally on both stats. You know, this is a game you wait for, and this is a game that you mark on your schedules because this is going to be one that goes down for both teams in their seasons for sure.
Absolutely. The Fort Zumwalt North Panthers, they're led by senior KJ Lee, the 6'7" senior. He is averaging 20 points per game and shooting 55% from the field, and he's just a man who, if he has a good night, the Vikings might be in trouble. In their two losses, he has shot less than 30% or less this season. So hopefully for the Panthers faithful, they can keep it up with KJ Lee and have him have himself a good night. On the other side, the Vikings, they're going to need their big man, Sam Thompson, 100% tonight. He has had some fatigue issues. He has had that ankle injury, but they're going to definitely need him tonight. Sam Thompson, though, he's still averaging 19 points per game to go along with Sam Maddox. And after all I've mentioned, Michael, how does our Vikings pull this one out?
Well, you know, you mentioned KJ Lee, and he's a senior that's led this team all year. You even look at their losses, he has just about 20 points every game. You know, he's a great player. He's going to get his, you know. The matter of fact is you have to contain him. You know, you got to let him do his thing. But, you know, two of those losses, the only two losses that they have this year, were both under 50 points. So if this defense can really come alive, they really can stay in there, you know. If you can keep this low scoring and kind of, like I said, contain that KJ Lee, you really have yourselves a game. Sam Thompson, this is make or break, man. You know, obviously he's going to be going on to the next level. But for his career as a Viking, this is a huge night for him, and this could keep him going for the year 2021.
Absolutely. The last time Fort Zumwalt North was on the court, it was just a couple nights ago here at Fort Zumwalt North when they dominated Fort Zumwalt West 72-35. For our Vikings, just another domination for them as well. They beat Francis Howell Central 62-40, and Preston Fortner, he was the difference maker in that game. He did not finish the game high. He did not finish the team high even. He finished with 14. But those 14 points for Preston Fortner, Howell Central wasn't expecting it. Quite frankly, me and Billy Woods were not expecting it, but those points were so useful for the team. And, of course, Maddox doing his thing, providing 17. And I feel like if those three guys can just do their thing tonight, we'll be moving on to sectionals next week.
That's the great thing about this Vikings team is, you know, there's so many pieces that carry a crucial role to this team, and they all carry it. They all can show out at any given moment on any given game. You know, if one person's slacking, there's about two or three other guys that can pick up their workload. And, you know, they've really shown this all year. And, you know, besides that Kirkwood game that we commentated earlier, this is probably the biggest game on their schedule to date. And I'm excited to see what boys decide to show up and really play for their team and play for this 2021 season.
Yeah, win this game, they move on to next Tuesday against the winner of Pattonville and SLU. But you got to get through a fantastic Panther team first. The last time these two teams played was actually in the sectionals right after Fort Zumwalt North won their district last year and right after Francis Howell won their district. It was the last game of the season for both teams, obviously for Fort Zumwalt North because they lost, but it was right before quarantine happened. It was on March 5th, 2020, right before COVID shut everything down on the basketball season for the Vikings. They won that matchup, though, 73-65 at the H. Before that, though, it was 3 straight losses, but that was the first matchup last year since 2016, so our Vikings are looking Let's go back to back, and that's been the theme all day long, is going back to back. You know, doing the whole Drake thing. You know, Drake dropped a new couple songs. We're trying to keep that up here. That was your Mark Arnold, Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. Go to Mark Arnold in Arnold for all your insurance needs. Call him at 573-348-5333. We'll have your starting lineups and tip-off here on the Howell Activities Network right after these messages.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri. Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association. Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station. Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station. Role models are more important than ever in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station. The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station. Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
Let's go! What I really like about Howell is how much respect the sports and activities they all have for each other. They all really understand what we put into
everyone being passionate about sports or school, and everyone just coming together and bringing the Viking spirit.
That's you, Jack.
All right, one thing that I appreciated about Howell coming here being new was the diversity and everybody coming together and being nice, you know, and the coaches helping me out like when I needed it during football, summer camp and stuff. So I really enjoyed that. It helped me get comfortable in a new environment really quick.
I like Howell because it's just a great family atmosphere. Even though there's a lot of people here, everyone supports each other, and we have great administrators working together and great students working together to make this school great.
I think it's the Howell community. Everyone brings something, whether it's sports or in school, and it makes the experience here really great.
One of my favorite things about Howell is the sports program, specifically volleyball. It's always a super competitive atmosphere. I love my coaches and my teammates, and I made a lot of my friends there.
Vikings! Let's go, Howell!
Yeah, Vikings!
Let's go, Vikings! Yeah, Vikings!
Back here at Fort Zumwalt North, starters being announced for your Vikings. Number 2, Preston Fortner, the 5'10 senior. Number 3, Sam Maddox, 5'11 senior. Number 11, Booker Simmons, the 6' junior. Number 4, 6'1 senior, Matt James. And then who else manning the block underneath? And at the top, because he can shoot the 3 as well, Sam Thompson. And now for the home team in their white uniforms with yellow numbers and yellow Panthers on their chest. Number 1, Tyler Edwards. Number 3, the 6'7 senior, KJ Lee. Number 22, Connor Turnbull, the 6'10 junior. Number 10, Drake Stevenson, a 6'6 senior. And then can't see we're in a weird spot here, so can't really see their last number. But then it's going to be number 24, Gabe Pruitt, the 6'3 junior, and should be a good one here tonight. The Vikings, I don't know, have been, if not outmatched size this year. If they haven't been, it's definitely happened tonight.
Yeah, that Fort Zumwalt North Panthers team is definitely coming in. Had some tall guys on that team. And, this Howell Vikings team is going to have their hands full. It's going to be an aggressive game, and I'm excited to see what it has in store for us.
Some key notable opponents for each team is the Vikings lost to U City in overtime by 3. The Fort Zumwalt North Panthers lost by 21 in regulation against U City. Had the tip-off, but no one won it. Went to the floor. This time it is going to be won by Sam Thompson and the Vikings. Here comes the Vikings. Here's James to the top of the key to Maddox. Maddox in the high block, gives it to Simmons. Simmons, he's going to shoot the 3. That's up. That's no good. Rebound to Pruitt and the Panthers. Quick shot that time from Booker Simmons. Simmons going up against KJ Lee.
Is that a perfect season on the tip-off for Maddox or for Thompson this year so far?
The only loss was against Kirkland, I believe.
No
That's
kidding.
the only loss. So good start here already for the Vikings. Simmons going hard against KJ Lee. Love to see it. Pruitt on the end, on our near side, about midcourt between the 2 circles. It goes to Lee on the Panther at midcourt. Lee calling off the offense. Lee goes to the top of the key, over to now Edwards. Edwards, there's going to be a foul underneath. It's going to go against Simmons. Simmons and KJ Lee starting out very aggressive here.
Yeah, one thing that this Howell Vikings team needs to find a strong line in between is being disciplined but playing aggressive defense, because you're going to need some aggressive defense against a team like this tonight.
Switch between Simmons and Maddox on Lee. Goes to Lee. Maddox guarding him tight as well. Goes to Pruitt in the corner. Thompson checks up on him. Goes back out to Edwards. Edwards, he's going to drive against Fortner. Blocked by Thompson underneath. And it goes to Lee. Lee, he's going to drive, passes it out. Pruitt for 3. That's up. That's no good. Rebound to Thompson. Good defensive possession for the Vikings.
Definitely good defensive possession. And that's what you got to do. Let them take their time.
And there's Preston Fortner getting the Vikings up on top first. Baseline jump shot. He was the first one on the floor. I got here at North at about 5:40. He was already on the floor with his pregame shooting. Fortner gets the Vikings up. He had 14 on Wednesday in the semifinal.
Carrying that momentum here tonight, and that's what you need. Seniors stepping up and making big-time shots like that.
Here is Tyler Edwards, gives it to Lee. Lee all the way at half court pretty much. Now driving up a little closer to that right wing. Driving against Simmons. Goes to Pruitt, to Edwards, to Stevenson. Stevenson gets Maddox. Stevenson trying to find something, has to turn it over, and he does. He turns it over, goes to Matt James. Here's now Fortner. Fortner gives it to Maddox. Maddox fakes the three, he's gonna drive in, he floats it up, that's no good. Rebound to Pruitt.
Matt James, a defensive engine for this Howell Vikings team all year.
Here's Edwards for three, wide open, that's good.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing about Tyler Edwards is he definitely likes his three. A little low percentage, but that one looked pretty there.
Yeah, he has shot 64. There's Fortner to answer. No good. Rebound to Stevenson and the Panthers. Panthers 3-on-2. Goes inside. That's going to be a charge. Preston Fortner draws the foul against Connor Turnbull. What a job by Preston Fortner. Plants his feet, stands straight up with it.
Yeah, the ref was confident with his call there. He looked at the Howell Viking bench and was like, you got that one 100%.
3-2, 5:22 to go here early in the first quarter. Vikings got a basket early from Fortner. Tyler Edwards answered with a three. Matt James, he fakes the three. He's going to drive in. Looking for something, gives it to Thompson. Thompson trying to make some room. Gives it to Simmons. What a find. That's up. That's good. Booker Simmons.
How about that look? Thompson using his length to pass there. Got around Pruitt right there and found Simmons in the lane.
4-3 in favor of the Vikings. There's Edwards. Goes up with it high off the backboard. That's good. Gives Fort Zumwalt North the lead right back. Here's Fortner now. Loses handle of it. Able to control. He's going to have a wide open look though. Block. Thompson gets that rebound. It's blocked again against Thompson. Back-to-back blocks from Turnbull. Here's Stevenson. Gives it to Pruitt. Pruitt up. That's good.
Yeah, Turnbull with 127 blocks on the year. You're going to have a tough time getting around him driving to the basket. That's one thing the Vikings need to look for because he's been dominant under that and has been very good at saying not today.
Turnbull is the only man all year long that's matched Thompson in size. Maddox wide open three. That's up. That's good. Sam Maddox ties it up at 7 apiece. 4 minutes to go.
Vikings doing a great job distributing the wealth here early on in the first because that's what this team has to do. Everybody's got to carry their weight.
Here's Edwards between the circles. Gives it inside the lead, back outside to Edwards. Edwards deep three. That's up, that's no good. Rebound goes to Maddox. Here's Fortner now. Fortner, he gets it taken away from Edwards. Definitely did not look clean. And Stevenson misses the dunk. It's going to go to Maddox. What a job there. He could have easily laid it up. But he misses the dunk, and then Maddox can't hang on to it. Definitely, maybe should have been a reach-in call, though, on Fortner, but I guess ball don't lie on the calls when Stevenson missed a wide-open dunk, and he missed it right in front of the Howell student section. They let him hear it.
Yeah, one thing you can't do is give him the benefit of the doubt, though, and get the ball back there. You know, you got to play heads up. I know you weren't expecting it, but expect everything in games like these tonight.
7 apiece, 3:24 to go. In is Kirby for Matt James. Goes underneath. That's going to be a dunk, though, that time by Connor Turnbull. Makes it 9-7 in favor of the Panthers. Lots of green, lots of blue here at North. Fortner to Kirby. Kirby trying to find something. Gives it back to Fortner. Gives it to Simmons. Simmons to Maddox. Maddox top to Kirby. Over to Fortner. Fortner. Kurt Jacob calling out patience, just wants patience, gets his offensive motion. There's a wide open shot for Maddox. No good. Rebound to Thompson. That's good. Sam Thompson with his first 2 of the evening.
Yeah, and you know, I like that guidance from head coach Jacob there. You know, patience is what you need against this team. Don't force anything. It's a long game, and take your time. Make sure you make the right play.
Here is an inside find that time by Gabe Pruitt, his first 2 of the night as well, 9-11. 2:23 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings going from your left to right. Fortner goes outside to Maddox, over to Simmons in the corner. Simmons gonna take it back, restart the offense. Didn't see anything he liked, gives it to Fortner. Fortner to Maddox for 3. No good. Rebound goes off of Drake Stevenson and the Panthers. Checking in back will be KJ Lee and Kylan Watson. Kylan Watson, just a junior. As well in the game is Drake Stevenson, the 6'6" senior, so still so much size on the court for the Panthers. Checking in also is Royce Whitmeyer. Here's Thompson underneath. He's double blocked. He's going to be fouled underneath. See who that's going to go against. It's going to go against KJ Lee.
And, you know, I like seeing that bringing in Royce Whitmeyer, you know. A game like this, you need the defensive play, and he's really been performing.
What a job by Fortner. Tried to do the off the back, couldn't get it to finish as Turnbull blocked Fortner. Here is Stevenson to Turnbull for 3. Air ball. Goes out of bounds off the Panthers. So 11-9 still. 1:50 to go here in the first quarter. What a start to this one.
One thing you got to commend is the Howell Vikings support tonight. You know, you only could bring in 25 students, but they're out matching the home Fort Zumwalt North Panthers tonight.
Here's Kirby in the corner to Whitmeyer. Whitmeyer trying to find something, gives it to Thompson inside. Thompson goes up too easy. That's 2 for Thompson. 11 apiece. 1:30 to go in the first. KJ Lee bringing it across court. Best man on him is Shane Kirby. Double team comes. Here is now Watson. Watson over the, and it's a dunk on Thompson. Not Thompson, you don't want to be him right now with that one, as he got pretty much postered there by Turnbull. Makes it 13-11 in favor of Fort Zumwalt North. And that's a mismatch there. Kirby able to collect the timeout by head coach Kurt Jacob. Good job by Kurt Jacob. Just a 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout ourselves. What a start. 13-11 is the score in favor of Fort Zumwalt North. 29 seconds to go here in the first quarter. You're listening to Viking basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. (13-11), 1 minute to go. On the court for the Vikings, going to be Fortner, Kirby, Maddox, Whitmeyer, and David Trupiano for his first time checking in tonight.
One thing that's got to be noted is Shane Kirby's effort to get that ball and get a timeout for the team, because he really dove into about 2 players, you know, almost carelessly. You know, he wasn't scared and got that ball and got a timeout for the Vikings to get possession.
45 seconds to go. Maddox gets a screen from Trupiano. Inside the Trupiano it goes. Trupiano goes up with it. He's fouled and one! David Trupiano fired up. He'll go to the line for an and one to take a 1-point lead, perhaps, against the Panthers.
You know, an unorthodox bank off of the backboard there, but that was a strong effort, and you could see that excitement on Trupiano's face. That's what you like to see in this team, get them build up and that morale going.
Despite Trupiano being 4 inches shorter there against Turnbull, the muscle show definitely there. And one is good from Trupiano. We've talked about it all year long. Trupiano did struggle to begin the year from the free throw line. He is now up to 60% coming into this one.
How satisfying is it to see that go in, you know? We watched him whenever he was low. That free throw percentage was low. He took that starting role whenever Thompson was out for a little bit and really turned it on.
So holding on to it at half court is KJ Lee. Less than 15 seconds to go now in the first quarter. Gives it to Watson. Back to Watson. It goes from the corner. Watson, he's going to shoot the 3. That's up. That is good. Took a couple bounces and went in. 4 seconds to go. Fortner, he has to hurry. He hurries a little too much. That's up, and that's no good. That's when we're in the first quarter. Not a bad one for the Vikings. Definitely not a bad one for the Panthers. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Howell Vikings basketball here on the Howell Activities Network.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
Back here at Fort Zumwalt North, 16-14 is the score in favor of the Fort Zumwalt Panthers. Kylan Watson took that three. We were talking about it in the break. It looked like Watson didn't want to take it. He passed it over the Turnbull. He passed it over to KJ Lee. KJ Lee passed it right back to him and said, take it. He took it. He made it. Watson only a 36% shooter from behind the arc on the season.
And has barely taken over 10 three-pointers all year. You know, that's a big-time play that you got to make. You got a fortunate roll, and you don't know if you're going to get the roll if you don't take it. So props to Watson there.
So 16-14, 7:53 to go here in the first quarter. It's going to be Lee, Pruitt, and that's a three from Keevan. That's up, that's no good. Stevenson over the back of Kirby, no call. Gives it back to Lee. Here is now underneath by Watson. He's going to get blocked by Trupiano. Trupiano came down with his arms. And so it'll be Watson going to the line for two. Watson, a 55% free throw shooter. Checking back in will be Sam Thompson, most likely for Trupiano. And Watson misses the first one.
Little defensive assist from the fan section there. You could hear that megaphone loud and clear from up here. I know he could hear it on the free throw line.
Yeah. Watson taking a couple dribbles, maybe thinking about getting another one. Back in the game is Thompson. Free throws up. That is good. Makes it now a three-point game. 7:37 here in the early second quarter.
Zumwalt North fan section trying to make some noise over there, but like I said, the numbers are.
And there's Thompson underneath. He's able to get it up and in.
Are outmanning with the Vikings portion over there, that's for sure. As we've seen all year, really, you know.
There's a jump shot from the elbow from Stevenson. No good. Rebound. Almost to Maddox. Goes to Simmons, though. What a job by Maddox. Smallest guy in that block. Gets the rebound initially, and then it went to Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons with a great effort under the players almost. It looked like he had to dig that one out, but got it.
That's a three. No, that was only a two. His foot was on the line, Sam Maddox, but makes it 18-17. Vikings back with the lead. Maddox now with 5. Here's Watson. Watson goes inside to Stevenson. Stevenson takes the dribble, gives it inside, and he's going to lose handle. Goes off of Simmons, though. They'll stick with the Panthers underneath their own bucket. Checking in will be Tyler Edwards. Says 5'10" in the roster. We both talked about it, but, you know, Fortner's taller than him, and Fortner's listed at 5'10". So, but anyways, 5'10", Tyler Edwards into the game for the Panthers.
They might have counted his hair that day. It might have been extra long.
Here's Edwards. He thought about the three, didn't take it. Gives it over to Lee on the right wing. Back to Edwards it goes. Back inside, back out it goes. A lot of quick movement here with Edwards back in this one. KJ Lee guarded by Royce Wibbemeyer. What a defensive effort. Hits came in. There's Lee with the turnover. KJ Lee throws it right over the head of Tyler Edwards. The 5'10" there showed for the senior. So 18-17, 6:09 to go here in the first half. Fortner, he gets it from Maddox. Fortner going to bring it cross court. He's going to be guarded by Tyler Edwards. He gets the screen, gives it over to Simmons on that left wing. Simmons is going to back it out, gives it over to Maddox. Maddox was definitely grabbed by Edwards. It's going to go off of Maddox, though. And Kurt Jacob giving Simmons a little piece of his mind on that one, and could definitely tell that was a mistake by Booker. Nonetheless, it's going to be back to the Panthers, and what a possession that would have been if the Vikings were able to capitalize on the KJ Lee turnover.
Definitely could have got it within 2 possessions almost, but you know, you got to keep going. Can't keep focusing on those mistakes. Booker Simmons knows what happened and go from there.
So here's Lee. Lee, he's going to drive in, passes out to Keevan, out to Edwards. Edwards thought about throwing it over to Turnbull, Pruitt, but there was no Pruitt there until he finally did come. Here's now Edwards in that right corner. He's trapped. Gives it to Lee, though, at the top. Over to Pruitt it goes. In that left corner, Pruitt, he won't take the three. Gives it to Keevan on the left wing. Back to the top to KJ Lee. Inside to Stevenson. He'll take the jump shot. That's up. That's good. Back and forth it goes. 19-18 in favor of the Panthers now.
Stevenson just had way too much room to take that shot. In a game like this, you can't leave a guy that wide open on the free throw line.
Max, he's going to take it inside. Back out to Simmons it goes. Simmons goes inside to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer, he can't control it. He goes over to Maddox. Maddox now, he'll float it up. That's up. That's good off the backboard. Sam Maddox, 20-19 in favor of the Vikings.
Banks might be open 9 to 5, but for this Howell Vikings team tonight, it's open till 7:30. It looks like, because they're hitting off the bank all day.
If it's there, use it. Here's Lee now on that right wing. Lee being guarded by Fortner. Inside to Stevenson. Out to Pruitt. Pruitt, he'll drive. He'll go up with it. That's up. That's good. And that's going to be a timeout underneath against Thompson and Pruitt. Ref telling them to calm down. Howell faithful trying to get him to tee up. Thompson fired up for sure. 21-20, 4:13 to go. Here it goes over to Simmons in that corner. Simmons to Fortner at the left wing. Fortner inside to Thompson. Thompson, he goes up with it. That's up. That's no good. Rebound to KJ Lee. Thompson needs to hit those. Use the backboard. Here is Lee. He's going to slow it down. He's going to shoot the three. What a shot. That's no good. Gets his own rebound, and he blows it, lays it up, and in. Three-point game in favor of the Panthers. 23-20, 3:45 to go here in the first half. Fortner being heavily guarded. Gives it to Maddox. Inside the Thompson. No, it's going to be tipped by Stevenson. He'll try to save it. Foot touches the inbound line, and he'll stick with the Vikings. Checking in for Royce Wibbemeyer will be Matt James as well. Checking in will be David Trupiano. See who he's checking in for, and it's going to be Thompson.
Yeah, you know, I like bringing in Matt James here, though. You know, they weren't getting that defense. We saw KJ Lee walk and get his own rebound and drive right to the basket. Can't happen in these games.
And that's going to be a foul now on Matt James as Fortner turned it over on the inbound pass.
Kind of a smart foul, though, you know. He was almost on a fast break there. You got him back at half court. You know, let it go. Let it go, you know.
No fouls really to start this half, as it's 3 apiece for each team. That's going to be Matt James's first. 23-20, 3:33 to go. Panther ball, all right to left. Lee now gives it over to Pruitt. Pruitt gives it. Thought he was going to give it up top to Edwards. He doesn't. He's at now between the circles. So he'll start to drive, gives it though out to Edwards. Edwards goes over to Keevan. Keevan over to KJ Lee. KJ Lee being guarded by Fortner. Lee definitely got an elbow in the Fortner, no call. Here's Pruitt he's not being guarded at all really on that arc, and that's going to be a timeout by Coach Huffman of the Panthers, their first of the half. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves. You're listening to Howell Viking Basketball here on the Howell Activities Network.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
Back here at Fort Zumwalt North, 23-20. Panther ball. That was a timeout by head coach Kyle Uffman, as the offense was kind of in a stall as the Vikings were playing fantastic defense. Here is Stevenson over to Lee. Lee, he gets A screen from Pruitt. Lee, he's going to take the three with Simmons in his face. That's in and out, no good. Rebound to Fortner. Fortner, he gives it to Simmons. It looks like it went off of Lee. It did not. And it's going to be a turnover on the Vikings.
He had the right idea, just stretched that pass out a little too much and got away from him and turned the possession over.
23-20, 2:40 to go here in the first half. An exciting one it's been. Lee to Pruitt. Pruitt doesn't take the three. He's only shot 18 all year long. He's 8 of 18. Goes inside the Lee against Simmons. Lee being double teamed goes back out to Pruitt. So Pruitt, he can make that three when he wants to, but he's not wanting to today.
I was about to say, for a guy with a 44% from the three, they're not guarding him at all.
That's going to be a foul underneath. See who that's against. It's against Simmons. It is going to be. That's going to be his second.
Looked like there was a little bit of contact, but nothing significant. As you can see, Coach Jacob not thrilled with that call, which I tend to agree with him. Didn't look like, just looked like a basketball play under the basket.
So here's Lee to inbound, gives it to Stevenson pretty much at half court, over to Pruitt on that right wing. Pruitt not even guarded. Here's Edwards, top of the key. Pruitt wide open, he's going to take the three, that's good. Pruitt looking over, giving the three fingers up to the Vikings student section, as that's the biggest lead of the day for either team. Cam Fortner answer, he cannot, that's up, that's no good. Rebound goes to Stevenson, that's going to be a foul on Trupiano. That's a horrible call. Trupiano trying to argue, and that's going to be Trupiano's second. These refs do not like being talked to very much, whether it be Kurt Jacob, Coach Uffman, or David Trupiano there. They won't be talked to.
Yeah, Vikings need to keep their head here. You know, we've seen it before. It gets up within, you know, a 3-possession game, and they start kind of losing it. Calm down. It's a long game, and got to keep playing your game here.
Edwards now being guarded by Fortner again. Edwards looks like a push. No, he loses handle of it. Back to the floor it goes with Fortner, James, and Stevenson, and that's Keevan, excuse me. Possession arrow will go to the Vikings.
Matt James, who else but Matt James? That guy's a defensive engine. We mentioned it earlier. He's always breaking up plays, and if a play's broken up, he's the first to jump on the ball, whether he's halfway across the court or right under it. He's always there, man.
Yeah, James jumped pretty much right on top of the ball, head first onto the floor. Here's James being guarded heavily over the Maddox for three. That's up, no good. Rebound by KJ Lee. Vikings kind of going cold here in the last few minutes of the half. Goes back to Lee on the right wing. Lee out to Stevenson. Stevenson, he'll shoot the three. That's up, takes a bounce, that's no good. Rebound goes to the Vikings as it goes out of bounds. So it's going to be Viking ball. Inbounding it will be Preston Fortner. Both these teams won their districts last year. Only one can do it this year. Fortner having the play being drawn up, gives it to Maddox, back to Kirby. Bucket definitely needed here. Going into halftime, less than a minute to go. Here's Maddox. Maddox trying to find something, goes over to Fortner, over to Kirby. Kirby out to James. James goes over to Fortner, top. Fortner gonna reset, 30 seconds to go now. Maddox inside to Thompson. Thompson pushed by Stevenson, no call. Thompson makes a move, that's up, that's good! What a basket, what a move by Sam Thompson, 22-26. 18 seconds to go here in the first half.
You know, you can see when Thompson's in a play and when he's kind of not, you know, he always gives his best.
No over and back call. KJ Lee foul on Fortner. KJ Lee was across half court, went back across court. No call though for the over and back, and Coach Uffman even thought it was an over and back as he stomped his foot and looked down. But no call for the over and back. It'll be a foul on Fortner, his first of the game. 16 now for the Vikings.
I think Coach Uffman right now is saying he stepped on a bug. You know, that one you got to pull away from.
Stevenson, he gets it blocked by Thompson. That's going to go off of Thompson. It hit Stevenson's head, and they're saying it didn't touch him. the ball was going straight down, then went off of something to go out of bounds. They're saying it went off of Thompson when Thompson was in front of Stevenson, but the ball went off of something behind him. So another interesting call there. 22-26, second to go here in the first half. Gives it to Pruitt for three. No good. What a way to end the half for the Vikings to hold the Panthers. 26, Fort Zumwalt North. 22 for the Vikings. What a first half, Michael. We'll have a great second half to come here in this one.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you saw it, you know, how had a little bit of a break there for offense production, but, you know, they really got to turn on, and you could see that intensity from Sam Thompson really coming out there. Huge block there with 2 seconds left, and huge bank shot, really working hard to get that basket, and that's what you need. Hopefully we can see more of that coming in the second half, because you're definitely going to need more production from him in this second one for sure.
Absolutely. 26-22 is the halftime score. Come on back with us. We'll have your Mark Arnold Farmers Insurance halftime show. You're listening to Viking basketball here on the Howell Activities Network.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association. Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station. Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Back here at Fort Zumwalt North High School, it is halftime, about 3:25 left to go at the half. 26 is the score for the Panthers, 22 for the Vikings. Viking faithful making a lot of noises. Our boys make it back on the court. Some stats for your Vikings right now. These are definitely unofficial, as that's been an exciting half. We're kind of in a smaller space as well, so kind of been struggling with the stats, but these are unofficial right now. Sam Thompson, he has 6. Tripiano with 3 because he had that massive and one in the first quarter. Booker Simmons with 2. Preston Fortner adding 2. And then Sam Maddox with the team high 7 points. And only about 9 fouls total between the two teams in that first half. 6 for the Vikings, 3 for the Panthers. But what a job for both teams, kind of staying out of foul trouble. We were talking about how quick of a half that was. You know, it's 7:40. This game started at 7. We're about ready to start the second half.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned earlier, or at least I mentioned earlier in the game, you know, Vikings got to find that line between being aggressive and being disciplined. And, you know, you mentioned a total of 9 fouls throughout both teams. They were disciplined 100%, and, you know, they're keeping it a low-scoring game. And I mentioned going into this game at the pregame, if you can hold both Zumwalt North's losses, they were held under 50 points. You know, it's pacing right on that line. If you can keep going at that pace, you're right in this game. And the churn say. I'm
saying, I think it's going to come down to who has the 8-0 to 10-0 run. Whoever has that run will pull this one out. Who is the team that can do it? The Vikings are definitely in the underdog kind of situation now, you know, being on the court. The Panthers haven't lost at all this year at home. Their 2 losses coming on the road at Borgia against U City and at Fort Zumwalt South. But the Vikings, you know, they're trying to get that winning record to 6-0 on the road. They haven't even lost on the road this year, you know. So definitely the Vikings doing a fantastic job. They're also 4-0 on neutral territory. We said in a pregame show their combined common opponents was U City. Vikings lost by 3 and 1 overtime. The Panthers lost by 21 at Borgia. So we'll have the second half coming up right here for you. That was your Mark Arnold halftime show. For Michael Harvey, I'm Will Crawford. We'll bring you the second half right after these messages from Misha.
Role models are more important than ever in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
back here at North High School, Fort Zumwalt North. Getting ready to start on the court for the Panthers. It's Stevenson, Lee, Edwards, Pruitt, and Turnbull for the Vikings. Thompson, Maddox, James, Simmons, and Fortner. KJ Lee to start it here on the Panther logo. Gives it to the left side to Edwards. Edwards gives it to the right wing to Stevenson. Back to Edwards. Edwards, he's going to shoot the three. A couple feet behind the line. That's up. That's no good. Rebound to Simmons. Simmons, he's going to take a dribble. He'll come the other way. Maybe a forced shot there by Tyler Edwards. Gives it to Fortner on the Panther. Over to Matt James. James gets a screen. James to Maddox to Fortner. Fortner goes to Simmons. Simmons has James wide open, but he's not going to give it to him. James going to come to the right wing. It's Maddox now with it. Maddox jump shot inside the line. That's good. Sam Maddox with a beautiful shot from the senior. He's not wanting to go home tonight.
Feeling confident in his shot. You know, we've seen it throughout this whole game. You know, he gets that 1 foot inside the arc, you know, right within that 3-point range. But man, he's confident with it, and he really has been hitting it tonight. You love to see it out of the senior.
He has 9 points now for the Vikings. Here's Turnbull now. He thought about three, goes inside to Stevenson. Stevenson with the mismatch with Booker Simmons. Stevenson is a whole 6 inches taller than Simmons. That's a pretty easy shot there for the 6'6" senior for the Panthers. 24-28, 6:36 to go in the third quarter. Thompson now with the J. That's no good. Way short, goes off pretty much the bottom of the bucket. Here's now at the top to Pruitt, over to Stevenson. Stevenson gonna make a move, gives it to Edwards. Edwards on the right wing, goes pretty much to half court. Edwards close to the half court line, and he's gonna turn it over right over the head of Turnbull. Here's Fortner, he's going 2-on-1. He goes up with it, that's gonna be straight block. It's gonna be not saved, it's gonna stick with the Vikings. Good job though by Fortner. Even though it was blocked and looked kind of bad if you think about it, that was one of the best things you can do for Fortner is that sticks right with the Vikings.
Well, you know, props to Thompson. He picked his head up, and I think everybody is going to wait, have him take his time. He found Fortner, and, you know, they weren't even expecting it. The North Panthers looked back and was surprised the play was still going.
6:08 to go. Thompson inside. Thompson going to dribble. Goes up with it. That's good. Thompson makes it 26-28. 6 minutes to go now. Thompson now with 8 points.
I know Thompson has a great shot, but I'd really like to see him under the basket for this game. You know, that's where you need him because defensively this team is great with the rebound, this Zumwalt North Panthers team. Have Thompson under the basket for tonight.
Stevenson, he's just going to float it up. That's a miss. Goes to Thompson on the defensive rebound. Thompson gives it to Fortner. Fortner now going to slow it down. Maybe nope. He's going full steam ahead. He's going to give it to Maddox. Back to Fortner on that left corner. Fortner gets a screen. No, he fakes the screen. It's going to go off of Pruitt. Goes out of bounds off of Pruitt, and it sticks with the Vikings.
And you got to give credit to the Zumwalt North off-the-ball defense. You know, Fortner was doing his best to find something.
Here's Thompson. Gives it to James outside. James going to give it to Maddox, to Fortner in the left corner, guarded by KJ Lee. Here's now Fortner. He loses his shoe. And now it's Thompson. No timeout being taken, though. Here's Maddox. He floats it up. That's up. That's no good. Rebound to Turnbull and the Panthers. Fortner, he has to shove his shoe on. It's 4-on-1. It's going to be a travel on Turnbull. What a job by that Viking defense to force a turnover. It was a mismatch as Fortner's shoe fell off.
I was about to say, I've never seen so much chaos in a sequence of events on a basketball court. Fortner's shoe's falling off. He's trying to pick up his dribble. Who knew what was going on in that play?
Shane Kirby checking in. He's checking in for Booker Simmons. Shane Kirby, the defensive mastermind for the Vikings. You wouldn't know if he was a baseball player if I didn't tell you, but that's what he's planning on doing next year at West Central College. He sets a screen for Fortner. Fortner jump shot inside the line. That's up, takes a bounce, no good. Rebound to KJ Lee. That would have tied it. 4:50 to go here in the third quarter. Lee now going to get the foul drawn on Kirby. Kirby just being aggressive.
Yeah, a little careless with his hands. You knew that foul was getting called from a little bit of ways, but you know that's what you got to be. You got to be aggressive in these games.
And he looked right at him. That's a three. That's up. No good. Foul on Kirby. That's horrible job there by the refs. Jacob was yelling sub to the ref. He was looking right at Jacob. The ref didn't give it to him. And And that was a foul on KJ Lee, who's going to the line now for 3 free throws. As Kirby fouled him, Lee pretty much fantastic at the line, 70%.
Yeah, like you said, another kind of hectic play there. You know, I mean, we have a guy trying for a timeout. Kirby's getting thrown off guard, and unfortunate foul.
Lee has hit both of them, makes it back to a 4-point game. If I'm Kurt Jacob, I'm popping a blood vessel if I'm you. The near side ref right in front of the Panther bench was looking right as Lee misses that third one, rebound to Trupiano. He was looking right at Jacob, stared him in the eye, did not give him the substitution. Here is Kirby. Kirby gonna call a timeout. See if it's just a 30-second. Kirby was trapped on the Z. And it will be just a 30-second timeout. So how big of a possession coming up here for the Vikings, as they cannot definitely make a mistake here.
Oh, no, I mean, and it looks like there was a little bit of confusion. I don't think Kurt Jacob wanted a timeout there, but Kirby was a little pressured and felt the need to call a timeout. So really work on the play here and make this timeout useful, because you only get so many of them, and this is a crucial time. You got a 2-possession game. You really got to get something going and work that momentum up.
Absolutely. So 30-26 is the score. 4:33 to go here in the third quarter. On the floor for the Vikings, Trupiano, James, Kirby, Maddox, Fortner. All 5 are seniors. All 5 could be playing in their last game. They win, they move on to next Tuesday against the winner of Pattonville and SLU. Here's Maddox with it now, gives it right back to Fortner on our near side. Fortner gets a screen from Trupiano. Fortner, he's going to move it to James. James, wide open 3. That's up. No good. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 3. Fouls against KJ Lee.
Well, fortunately, we exchanged 3-point fouls there. So we got Matt James at the line, who's been pretty effective from the line this year. Obviously, we know, but we don't believe in that here.
In and out on the first one. James has definitely hit some big free throws here. Not the guy, if you're the Vikings, that you give the ball to shoot the free throws, but he's definitely pretty solid with them. Second one's up, that's good. It's a 3-point game, 30-27, 4:22 to go. It's all about runs in this game. Whoever can go on that run will pretty much win this game. That's a rebound to Turnbull as James misses the second one. 3-point game, 4:18 to go. So not a complete empty possession there for the Vikings. Goes inside to Turnbull, inside the Lee. What a find. Lee goes right over Kirby. That's up and easy. Makes it 32-27 in favor of the Panthers. Screen from Trupiano. Goes over to Kirby from Fortner. Back to Maddox. Maddox gets a screen from Trupiano. Over to Fortner. Fortner, deep 3. That's up. That's good! Preston Fortner for 3 makes it 32-30.
That's that shot we saw in that last game from Fortner, that confidence and a pure shot going right in. That was a deep 3 too, Will.
Yeah, he was at least 2 to 3 feet behind the line, showing his curry range. Inside the Lee. Lee over the back of Max. He's fouled and 1. That's going to be Kirby's 3rd foul, already 4th for the Vikings this half. So Lee went over the back of Maddox nonetheless. It's a foul on Kirby. Checking back in will be Sam Thompson and Royce Wibbemeyer. Heading the bench will be Trupiano and Matt James. Lee hits that and 1, makes it back to a 5-point game. 35-30, 3:25 to go in the third quarter. Thompson thought about setting the screen, doesn't. Fortner for 3 again, that's up, no good. That time Maddox with the rebound. He goes back up, but that's up, that's no good. No foul underneath. 35-30, 3:10 to go.
KJ Lee did a good job avoiding contact there. Great body control.
Outside to Stevenson. Stevenson, he'll drive. He goes up, that's no good. Rebound to Thompson. Thompson gives it to Fortner. Fortner to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer gonna go to Kirby. Kirby has Maddox wide open. Maddox, he gets it. He shoots the 3. That's gonna be no good. Rebound to Lee. I think Turnbull got a finger on it. That's taken away by Preston Fortner. Fortner now going to bring it cross court. Fortner going to be fouled. Thank you on the call against Watson. Watson just ran right into Fortner. Fortner hit the floor. And that's going to be the second team foul of the half for the Panthers. 35-30, 2:42 to go in the third quarter.
I think Fortner did a good job of drawing that contact there. You know, he saw he was driven into a situation where he probably didn't have a great look and did a great job drawing contact.
Here's Maddox. He gets it. He's going to shoot the three. That's up. No good. Rebound, though, the Fortner. Fortner not going to be fouled. Tried to throw it off of Lee. And Fortner kind of hobbling on that right knee. That's definitely something the Vikings do not need here down the stretch. Here's Stevenson. He's going to go up with it. And Fortner is definitely hurt. And he's going to have to call a timeout. And Fortner will be definitely coming out of this one as he is definitely hurt in this one. Yeah. So it's going to be 37-30, 2:13 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. You're listening to Howell Viking Basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. Back here at Fort Zumwalt North, Fortner still on the bench getting looked at, and he's going to be getting that ankle taped up. It's 37-32, 13 to go. Big needing basket to come here for the Vikings. Vikings down by 7. Here's Max, gives it to Whitmeyer, and it's going to be going out of bounds off Keevan. So a little run coming right now from Panthers. Here's Maddox with it on that right wing. Gets a screen from Thompson. Gives it to Kirby. Kirby over inside the Whitmeyer. That's going to be foul. It's going to go against a Panther. See who it's going against. It's going to go against Turnbull. And that's going to be his third. So coming in for his Pruitt, and that's a great job by the Vikings to draw a foul on the tallest guy for the Panthers. He's 6'10".
Man, has he been a presence on the court already. Has about 4 blocks just tonight.
Kirby gives it to Whitmeyer. Whitmeyer had Maddox crashing. He gives it to Maddox. Maddox being trapped. He's going to dribble. Gives it to Whitmeyer. Back out to Maddox. Maddox, he's going to drive. He's going to take it. He's going to get called with the charge. Terrible call. Kurt Jacob is furious with it underneath the basket. Watson was not even near set. But he gets the call underneath the basket. Makes it another foul on the Vikings. 4th already here in the first half. They had only 6 in the first quarter of the second half. And that's going to be Watson. Another foul on Kirby. That's going to be his 4th.
Yeah, Kirby a little careless with his hands again, you know. It's all about aggression, but you got to control it as well, you know. You got to stay disciplined, you know, which they did a great job in the first half. You got to keep it, though.
Here's Watson against Maddox. Goes to Lee. Lee maybe traveled, didn't get the call, though. Did the Vikings. Goes over to Keevan, over into the left corner to Stevenson. Now there's going to be another foul call. Let's see who that one's on. That's going to be on Simmons. Simmons, all he can do is laugh and smile because he's not agreeing with it. Simmons just playing defense. And the ref's not letting any play happening here tonight. All that can happen is that's Kirby taking it away. Kirby had Maddox. Didn't give it to him. It's going to go to the top of the key to Simmons. Over to Maddox again on that right wing. Goes over to Booker Simmons. Simmons to Maddox. Over to Kirby. Kirby going inside to Thompson. Thompson crashing his Maddox. Maddox floats it up off the backboard. No good. Rebound to Watson. Those are shots that need to fall for the Vikings. Down by 7, 55 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Almost a turnover there. Lee gave it to Watson. Watson wasn't even looking. Caught the ball right before it hit him in the face.
Yeah, he wasn't quite ready for that pass. I don't think he was anticipating it to be where he caught it, but he got it there. So
Pruitt's just going to bounce the ball on the end and waste 37 seconds. Vikings maybe need a pressure. They're not going to. They need to watch Drake Stevenson on that right wing. They're playing the zone defense right now. And
you know, for the Vikings, though, this isn't that bad. You know, slow down this Norris momentum, and if they have to take their time, let them take this time, because you know what, you have a fourth quarter to go into, and this is slowing down that momentum that they had building, you know, almost relentlessly. So
here's Watson, gives it to Pruitt. Pruitt, he's going to dribble outside to Stevenson. 4-3, that's up, that's good. Makes it a 10-point game. Here's Kirby, floats it up, that's off the backboard. We're going into the fourth quarter. Vikings down by 10. Have a lot of work to do, but they're not done yet. 40 is the score for Fort Zumwalt North. 30 is the score for the Vikings. Can the Vikings have another great fourth quarter that they've had all year long? We'll find out. You're listening to Howell Viking Basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. (40-30) is the score going into the fourth quarter. Vikings definitely have outscored their opponents in the fourth quarter, including a matchup, say, with Francis Howell Central, where they outscored Howell Central 21-4. Can they have some magic like that? That's obviously a different team compared to what they're facing tonight. So on the court to start this fourth quarter, it's going to be Preston Fortner. He's back into it, looking okay. He has that ankle heavily taped. Fortner over to Simmons. Simmons. It's going to be a foul inside against Stevenson. 40-30 is the score. Fortner trying to fake him out, gives it all the way to Maddox. Maddox saves it. Guarded by Keevan. Maddox over to Simmons. Simmons to Maddox, or Fortner, excuse me. Fortner inside to Thompson. Thompson being double teamed. He'll make a move, he'll travel though. No, they're going to call a foul underneath, so it's going to be an and one. I definitely thought he was going to call a travel on that. I was so worried about it because the calls have definitely not gone our way tonight. But that's going to be an and one opportunity from Thompson, and Thompson is probably one of the best free throw shooters on the team as he shoots 80%. Only one better is Maddox with 84. Gets it.
You know what they say, if you wait long enough, it'll come eventually, and that one we got it, so hopefully this fourth quarter, that's a good start.
Taken away, out of bounds, no, it goes off of Simmons, but Simmons doing a great job there, almost intercepting the ball.
Just lost it out of his hands there, man. He almost had it on a fast break, and that would have been a huge momentum shift.
33-40, 7:34 to go in this Class 6 District 6 championship game. Winner goes on to Tuesday. Loser goes home. Here's Pruitt over to Watson. Watson against Fortner. Watson going to dribble out to Turnbull. Turnbull for three. That's up. That's no good. Over the back by Stevenson. No call. Stevenson up. That's good. I understand there's definitely a height advantage, but when you're going over the back of someone who's reaching for the ball, here's Max to Simmons. Simmons, he'll wait. He shoots a three. That's no good. Rebound off of Pruitt, goes out of bounds. Lee tried to go down with the rebound. Hits out of his hand. Pretty much almost hit Pruitt in the face, and it's going to stick with the Vikings. 7 minutes to go. Vikings down by 9 now. Goes to Simmons. Simmons going to give it to Fortner on that left wing, to Maddox on the left corner. Back to Fortner. Fortner trying to find some movement. Gives to Maddox. Maddox, he'll drive, goes out to Wibbenmeyer. Wibbenmeyer makes a move. Goes into Simmons, that's a travel. And Royce Wibbenmeyer cannot move.
Looks like he picked up that back foot at the last second there.
The rest of the way, Vikings cannot have any more turnovers like that one. Stevenson gets Turnbull. Turnbull outside to Watson. Watson back to Turnbull. Turnbull being heavily guarded by Thompson. There's Watson now at half court pretty much, guarded by Fortner. Fortner trying to tip it away. He's going to get called on the reach-in. Not a bad foul there by Preston Fortner. So Kurt Jacob checking in Jude James for Royce Wibbenmeyer, and that's who you need in the game. You need someone physical, you need someone big, someone will not take a hit, and we're here for it. The freshman Jude James probably in the biggest basketball game of his life thus far. Watson getting the free throw, that's up, that's no good. One-on-one opportunity for the Panthers.
The Vikings 6th man on the stands did a little action there and might have forced a miss.
And that's going to be taken away by Stevens. They'll go to the court, does James. James gives it to Maddox. What a save by Jude James, already making an impact. Fortner, he's going to drive. He's going to shoot the jump shot. That's good, Preston Fortner with it. Makes it a 7-point game, 35-42, 6 minutes to go. Good shot that time from Preston. Jude's going to back off. He's going to come back, though. Here's Pruitt, gives it to Stevenson. Stevenson to Watson. Watson, he was going to think about driving, then he saw who was in front of him, and Sam Thompson thought twice, didn't take it.
Yeah, we got a mismatch and a half right here on our hands, but looks like they switched it up.
Here's Stevenson, he'll lose handle of it, and it's going to be off of a Viking and stick with the Panthers. 42-35, 5:36 to go. Checking back in will be Tyler Edwards for Watson. Vikings down by 7. Been down big before. Here's Turnbull going against Thompson. He'll just throw it up there. No good. Wanted a foul call. Didn't get it. Here comes Maddox. Maddox now. Gonna get a screen from Thompson. Goes over to Thompson. Thompson for 3. No good. Rebound to Jude James. Back out to Maddox. Maddox for 3. That's good!
How about that? Jude James, a freshman. We've seen it ever since he got in the game. We saw that last play. Force that rebound over to our way, and then we see him get that rebound. Huge freshman play from a big-time moment.
Here's Turnbull, right wing, guarded by Thompson. Gives it to Stevenson. Stevenson to Pruitt. It's going to be a foul on Jude James. Pruitt will go to the line for free throws. And Pruitt's 71% from the line on the year. That's going to be Jude James's first. This is his first appearance into the game, but what an offensive rebound. Probably the biggest offensive rebound of the game for the Vikings. That's up, that's good. Makes it back to a 5-point game. See if Pruitt can hit the second one. Howell super fans making some noise, trying to get Pruitt to mess up. Second one's up. That one was also good. 44-38, 6-point game. Fortner going to slow it down, get the play from head coach Kurt Jacob on our near side. Jacob telling Fortner to get that screen from Thompson. He gets it. Fortner to Jude James. Jude James going to drive inside to Thompson. Thompson trying to make a move. He'll float it up. That's too short, and that's no good. 44-38 is the score. And that's going to be a foul on Fortner. That's going to be a foul on Simmons, excuse me, against KJ Lee. Checking in will be Shane Kirby. Simmons has 4, Kirby has 4, so Simmons will hit the bench. 4:28 to go. Big stretch here for the Vikings. KJ Lee has been kind of quiet here tonight. He can make his statement here with 2 free throws. 68% shooter on the year, can make it an 8-point game. That first one's up. That's good.
And Thompson on that last possession just tried forcing it a little too much there. He had numbers under the basket and just kind of went up for it.
Second one is up. That's good as well. KJ Lee makes it 38-46. Vikings are trying their hardest to push back in this one, but Panthers aren't going away. Here's Jude James inside. James goes back out. He almost turns it over to Pruitt. Gives it to Maddox. Maddox, jump shot inside the line. That's up. That's no good. Rebound to Lee. Here comes Kelvin Lee Jr. Kelvin Lee, he's going to be blocked by Fortner. And that's going to be Lee going to the line again. The Vikings really racking up the fouls. Now they have 10. That's Fortner's third. So Lee's free throw, good. Makes it a 9-point game. 4:09 to go. Second one's up. That one's also good. 10-point game. 4:09 to go. Kirby, full court pressure coming. Kirby gives it to Maddox. Maddox now. He's going to maybe drive. He's going to stop. He's being heavily pushed, and that's no foul called against Edwards. Fortner, jump shot. Good. Back to an 8-point game. 48-40. 3:51 to go. Here's Edwards to Pruitt to Stevenson. Stevenson, what an athlete he is. One of the bigger guys on the court for the Vikings, but can really dribble the ball. Here's Pruitt on that right wing. Maybe just time wasting coming from the Panthers. That's exactly what they're doing. Here's Turnbull on the left corner, back to Pruitt at the top. Pruitt over to Stevenson. Vikings need to definitely pressure harder. Here's Kelvin Lee, KJ Lee. He's going to drive against Jude James, and it's going to be a timeout, full timeout by head coach Uffman of the Panthers. 3:23 to go. 48-40 is the score. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. You're listening to high school basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. Back here at Fort Zumwalt North, 48-40, 3:23 to go here in the game. Maybe 3:23 laying on the season for the Vikings. It's allowed here now at North. Pruitt almost turns it over, gets it to Stevenson somehow. Stevenson being heavily guarded now, gets it to Turnbull, and he gives it to Lee. Lee in that left corner. This is another instance where we're going to say we want the shot clock. We've said it for the Vikings. Here's Turnbull underneath. He is going to get the and one. Oh, no foul call. He just gets the bucket to go. I thought I heard a whistle. 48-40 to 50 though is the score. James sets the screen. Fortner, jump shot, good. Fortner not fouled there. Makes it back to an 8-point game though. Here comes Stevenson, the Vikings with that full court pressure. Here's Lee. Lee gonna push inside, goes back outside. Gets double team, gives it over to Pruitt, cross court. Pruitt gonna give it back to Turnbull. Turnbull gives it to Lee, crashing is Lee. He'll take a step, he'll make it up, back to a 10-point game. It was just a little run by the Panthers that really set it. Fortner, deep three, desperation shot, I think, no good. Maybe not the shot you want if you're the Vikings, that might have set it there.
Too early for desperation shots. At this point, you got to chip away. And
there's going to be a foul on the court on Jude James. But I was thinking earlier today, the winner of this game is most likely in the Final Four with who they have in their bracket. Winner of this game, as I said, goes on to play winner of Pattonville and SLU. Winner of that game would go on to play the winner of Washington Liberty or Troy Buchanan. All three of those teams have had struggling seasons.
that is the one thing about this game, though. It's whoever catches fire at the right time. Anything can happen.
Maddox now with history. That's up. That's good. Timeout for the Vikings. Makes it 45-54. Vikings aren't going away just quite yet. 1:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. Full timeout for the Vikings. We'll take another timeout ourselves. You're listening to Viking basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. $1:59 to go. 45-54 in favor of the Panthers. Heavy defensive set now coming from the Vikings.
That's a huge three-pointer from Sam Maddox, the senior. You know, get this lead within 10. 2 minutes to go. There's still time.
Here's Lee driving, makes a Euro. That's good. KJ Lee coming alive here in the fourth quarter. Was quiet all game. And he's finally made his presence now here felt. Maddox floater, no good. Rebound goes to Turnbull. Taken away though, almost by Kirby. Nonetheless, it goes back to Pruitt. Vikings trying to foul. Lee up, no good on the layup. Goes over to Maddox. Maddox to Kirby. Kirby shoots the three. No good, in and out. Rebound to Stevenson. Goes down court to Turnbull. To Pruitt. He'll dunk it. No, he'll just lay it in. That's good. Makes it 58 to 45 minutes to go. Vikings can still get this one though. Have a lot of work to do though. Maddox, he's gonna try. He gets double teamed. Maddox gonna drive. Floats it. That's up. That's no good. Needed that one. It's gonna be a foul. And that will probably do it with here than less than a minute to go here at Fort Zumwalt North. What a game here though that we had, but what a team is on that side wearing the white and green.
You know what, Will? No matter what happens at the end of this game, this team was something special, and it was fun to watch them all year. These seniors, the way they connected, the chemistry of this team, you saw it every game. And it's a classy move for Coach Jake up here, bringing in a couple of the seniors. And as I mentioned, the chemistry on this team is awesome to watch. It's been a great year. And I'm excited to see what a lot of these kids do in the next year for sure.
59 to 45 is the score right now. Stevenson's going to shoot his second free throw. The last one's only good if you win the last one. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen very often. This was definitely one of the most talented teams in the state. Had a lot of pressure, and that's going to be blocked by Turnbull underneath to Kirby. This was one of the most talented teams in the state that dealt with the most adversity. Their big man, Thompson, he went out 2.5 weeks with an ankle injury. They had to quarantine for 2 weeks. You know, like there was so much that this team had to deal with, and they came up into the biggest house in the St. Charles County right now, when you can think about it, to Fort Zumwalt North. And North is just going to hold it with that 60 to 45 win. And even though it's 60 to 45, people are going to see that score, and it definitely should not reflect on what a game and what a team.
You know, you mentioned it earlier. It's going to come down to who gets that last run of the game. And Zumwalt North Panthers they got a great team, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future here. But as we mentioned before, the chemistry on this Howell Vikings team was awesome to see all year. And you know what? There's a lot of athletes on this team, and a lot of them are going to have a lot more careers in their athletic experience in the next level, whether it be baseball or basketball. But it was awesome to see it, and it was awesome to call for them this year.
The final score is
Looks like the district trophy's being handed as Thompson accepted the second place one. And, a lot of emotions on this court. But as I mentioned, this is an awesome team to watch. The chemistry with the seniors and everybody from Jude James to Matt James to whether it be Lucas Brzezinski coming on, they all carried their role. And, it was awesome to see it. The chemistry on this team, you don't see it with a lot of schools. And unfortunately, Zumwalt North walks out champions. But well-deserved, a great fought game, and a tremendous year from both squads for sure.
What a job by North. They come up to a different district, come up to a new class. They were class 5 last year, There was a whole new class built, and they played Sport Zumwalt South last year to win their district. They went into probably one of the best districts in all of Class 6. You have Fort Francis Howell Central. They came alive a lot this year. Fort Zumwalt North is definitely deserving of this win, and just what a ride, man.
Oh, 100%. Like I said, it was something special to watch this year. As there was a tremendous amount of talent on this team, and it's been an honor to call these games because we've seen a lot of good ones, Will, and I look forward to doing a lot more in the future. Like I said, the athletes on this team was unbelievable, and it was something special to watch all year.
We got baseball though, right?
We got a little.
Michael Harvey and I will be definitely doing some baseball coming up this year,
and looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of familiar faces on this basketball team, and I'm excited to see what that team does as well. Howell's had a history of great athletes and great performers, and we've seen baseball state titles, we've seen soccer state titles, and I look doing them all here in the upcoming future.
So for the final time this year for basketball, for my partner Michael Harvey, I am Will Crawford. What a season, what a ride it's been. Thank you for being with us through the ups and downs and giving us the opportunity to do this. Thanks to Sean Irwin, Gina Kearns, thanks to Kurt Jacob and Coach Andy Altidge with the girls to giving us this opportunity. Thanks to the boys for giving us a fantastic season to watch. I couldn't have picked maybe a better team to cover than this one. There's so much chemistry, there's so much smiles between Simmons and Fortner. You can't replace those smiles. So once again, thank you everyone for listening to us and putting us and listening to the misery that we provided you. For the final score, it's 60. Fort Zumwalt North, Francis Howell 45. Once again, for the final time, I am Will Crawford. My partner tonight was